Hello everybody, welcome to my very first YouTube video. My name is Alyssa and this is my son Pico, baby. And I love all things books. I love talking about books. I love buying books. I love posting about books. At Never Bored of Books on Instagram. That's where I got this whole BookTube idea from. And if I sound a little stuffy, I apologize. I am just getting over a little cold. Probably should have waited to post this, but I didn't want to lose my confidence, so I figured why not. And today I'm going to be talking about how to get over a book slump, because right now I am in the biggest book slump. It's so annoying. So I asked on my Bookstagram for some tips and tricks on how to get over a book slump, and I'm going to be trying all of those tips and, you know, letting you know what works, what doesn't, and I hope you enjoy!
One of the tips that I got was to read a shorter or lighter book, so I volunteered at a yoga studio on the weekends, and while classes are going on, I kind of just get to chill, so I thought it was the perfect time to start this reading slump challenge. Also, a moment for how cute my studio is. Anyways, I brought 2 books with me, but decided to start The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer, and so I just kind of sat and read that while classes were going on. Hello, it's the next day. I'm currently in the parking lot of Chapters right now because I read like 30 pages of The Wishing Game yesterday at yoga, as you saw, and I just, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I cannot get into a book. I don't really have feelings. Like, I only got like 30 pages in, so I know that I should just continue reading, but it's kind of giving me Matilda vibes, and I'm also a little bit confused. And I just, like, I know it's been one day, but this is my problem. I keep starting books, not really into them, putting them away. But anyways, gonna go into Chapters and hopefully find a new book, maybe. Or maybe I'm going to, like, try reading outside of my house. Those were kind of 2 of the other tips that I got, so we'll see which one I do. I will be bringing it in. I'll try to sit and read. It's a Sunday though, so I don't know how busy it's gonna be, but I will keep you updated.
I don't wanna call you later. You're tearing my heart up like it's paper, and somehow you turn to a stranger. We used to work, now I'm trying to make sure that we're both on the same page. I don't want it to complicate. I know you're right.
Okay, we're back from Chapters. Looking at a couple different books, but I did have to go with The Conditions of Will. I've heard it's so good, and I read a little bit of it, like just whatever, 5 pages. I kind of am eating up the writing. I kind of love how it just sounds like she's talking to you like a friend. So I decided to pick that up. Other thing I got, really random, I just thought I'd show you. One of these like little microfiber towels for your hair. Random, but it's on sale, so I got that. Also, shout out to the girl at the cash, because she was so nice, and we were talking about this book and her other books. But I read Magnolia Parks last year maybe, and felt like her writing, like with like describing the fashion of like all the socialites and stuff, it just wasn't really my thing. I ate up the last like 10 pages though of Magnolia Parks. If you know, you know, like that drama was insanely good, so I'm hoping that this one's a little bit more drama filled and less like fashion filled, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading that. I'm actually gonna go to Marshall's now because I want
a couple things. So this is just gonna be like a little shopping Sunday. You'll come along with me, then maybe we'll go home and read a little bit, or maybe we'll sit outside because it's gorgeous outside today. It's like 10 degrees and sunny, which if you are from Canada like I am, you know that it actually snowed last week. So this is a welcome change. So I'm going to just go to Marshall's, maybe read a little bit of this, sit outside, sit in the car, open the windows, and let you know, keep you updated. So excited for this book, actually. So this, like, getting actual feelings for a book, even like I haven't even read it, but like getting feelings for it and being excited about it is something I haven't experienced in a while. So I can't wait. I'm really hoping that this actually helps. So I'll let you know how it goes. Hello, so it's obviously much later now, and I decided that I'm going to continue on reading The Wishing Game because I have heard this one's good, and I just don't think that I gave it a fair shot. It's a short one. It's about 280 or so pages, and so I'm going to maybe read to about 75 to 100 pages before deciding if I want to read this or move on to the book that I bought today. So yeah, that's what I am planned for the night, is just going to sit and I'm going to read and see maybe if I can get into this one. It is pretty short. That was the tip. So hopefully once I kind of get into it, I'll feel like I'm really into the story and I'll start really enjoying it. So that's what I'm going to do. Maybe make a little tea or hot chocolate and just read this one. So I just realized I completely forgot to tell you what this book is about. So The Wishing Game is about Lucy Hart, and she's a teacher's aide, and she's invited to this mysterious contest on Clock Island to win a unpublished manuscript from her favorite childhood author. And so she embarks on this journey and hopes to win the manuscript so that she can publish it and use the money to adopt a little boy from her class who's recently orphaned. So it's been a little bit now. Obviously it's the next day. I'm on page 77 of The Wishing Game. They're talking about like Jack and Hugo's past on Clock Island. But I'm so bored. I actually don't really care about what's happening or the contest or why he stopped writing. But I think I might try to get to page like 100. Yeah, 100. That's like, it would be like part 3. So I think I'm going to try to read just this little chunk more and then decide if I'm going to continue or if I'm maybe going to move on to a different book, but we'll see. Hello. Okay, so a little update. I have just been kind of reading this morning. I just got ready for the day. And by getting ready for the day, I mean putting on a different sweater and a different pair of sweats. And yeah, I'm a little bit past 100 pages of The Wishing Game, and it's actually pretty intriguing now. They just made it to Clock Island, and Lucy's kind of having some flashbacks to when she was there for the first time, and a little bit intrigued on what the game is actually going to be. So I am going to keep reading. I guess with a short book, the one thing I will say is I feel like I'm progressing like pretty fast. Like when you kind of like look down, like you feel like you're, you know, I'm like, oh, like I'm almost halfway, so I might as well keep going. Whereas like I think if I got 100 pages in this book and it was like 400 pages, I probably would have been like, okay, I'm not that intrigued. But at this point, I'm like, what else could happen in like the other 200 pages? So I might as well kind of keep pushing through. So I'm gonna keep reading, and then I'll let you know my thoughts and feelings on the book later. I'm hoping, I don't have much to do today, so I'm hoping that I can finish it. Normally 200 pages is like a pretty normal amount for me in a day when I'm not in a reading slump though. So we'll see how it goes. Hello, good morning. So I actually finished The Wishing Game last night. I did end up reading those 200 pages, and I did kind of get into it around like you saw, like a little bit over the 100 page mark.
And the game was very interesting, but I did feel like the conclusion was super rushed, and I liked the romance, but then I would remember how weird it was that he, when he was in his 20s, knew her when she was like 13, and I just think that's really weird. And so I am going to give this one like a 2.75 to a 3, unfortunately. But in terms of the reading slump tip of reading a short, fun book, I do think that that is a good tip, because I did want to push through this one to finish. I felt like I was making progress very fast, and I think that maybe had I chosen the X-Vows, which was my other option at the beginning of this video, I think maybe it would have been a different story. So now I am going to choose my next read. I posted on my Instagram this morning and asked whether I should read the Conditions of Will or if I should read Abby Jimenez's new book, Say You'll Remember Me. And the Conditions of Will did win, so I am going to start this one later today. I have an exam tomorrow though, so I don't know how much I'll be able to read.
The Conditions of Will is about Georgia, who has a difficult relationship with her family, and she has to go home because her dad died, and there's the reading of the will, and there's mystery and romance and drama. So that's kind of the basis of this one.
I fear I need to look up who Stephanie Seymour is. Putting a picture right here because you should know too. They're saying that the girl, the main character of The Conditions of Will, looks like Stephanie Seymour, and I don't know who that is. Not only do I not know who that is, but I can't really see pictures in my head, so I couldn't even really picture it. I guess she probably looks like this, but let's compare. You tell me in the comments, I guess. Is that, oh, that feels weird to say. You tell me if she looks like Stephanie Seymour.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Easter to those of you who celebrate. So it's obviously been like quite a few days. I got home into my parents' house last night. All my exams are done, and I'm still in the process of trying to get through The Conditions of Will. I'm only on page like 15. I have not read a lot. I've still been in a slump. I was seeing all of my friends before they left. A lot of them are graduating, so I wanted to see them. And originally I was like, maybe I should scrap the video because it's been a very long time now. But you know, this is just the realities of being a student in exam season. So I am going to keep pushing through. I'm home now, so I have a couple weeks at home and I'll have a lot of time to read. So I'll keep you updated on working through this. On Tuesday, I'm going to a Emily Henry release party, and I'm really excited about that book. So I really want to try to finish this before Tuesday so that as soon as I get that book, I can read it. And I have a feeling if this doesn't get me out of my slump, Emily Henry's new release definitely will. So keep you updated.
Good morning, everybody. It's definitely been a couple of days. Again, it's now Wednesday, and I'm still working through The Conditions of Will. I have it with me. I'm just sitting in the car waiting for my mom. We're heading down to Oakville Lakeshore today. You can watch, I think my next vlog is going to be the Emily Henry release party, which was last night, and then kind of today, like a couple days in my life. So you can watch that if you want to hear more about the release party, or if you want to kind of come along with me on my day today. But in terms of my reading slump update, I feel like I'm out of it. Like, I will say that I'm excited to read. I have been really enjoying this book. I'm so curious to see like where everything's gonna go. All the sibling drama that's been happening has been super interesting, and I just feel like it's not wrapped up, but I feel like all the siblings have kind of picked their side and who they want to side with. I hate Marianne, obviously. I don't really like Oliver, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he's very selfish. I do sort of like Tenny because I really like Savannah as well, which is his girlfriend. And then obviously Georgia, and Sam Penny is like my new favorite book boyfriend, even though it's not like it's like a hardcore romance. Like, it's not like that's the whole plot. Obviously it's like contemporary, there's so many other things going on, like with her past, and which, look up trigger warnings if you're going to read this book. I knew them going in, so I feel like it wasn't a huge shock to me, but definitely read some trigger warnings going into that. But they're headed to New Orleans now to investigate something in their dad's will. And like it's so good. It's so good. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Sam Penny is actually like my new favorite book boy. Like he is like, he's so patient, he knows his flaws, he's caring, he always like, I just love him. And I know that their romance, like it was very like love at first sight kind of thing, but it didn't feel the way other romance like novels feel. Like it was fast and slow at the same time, and I just like, I love it. I ate it up. And so I'm excited to see what happens, because obviously she lives in the UK and he lives in I think it's LA that they live in. So I'm very curious to see like what's gonna happen with that and how Oliver's gonna react to when he finds out they're together. So, but this one's going really well, and I think once I finish this one, I have about 180-ish pages left. So once I finish this one, I think I'm gonna give my final thoughts, and then I think the reading slump vlog is gonna end here, because I would say that I'm out of it. Like the hype around like Emily Henry's new release and like just how good this book's been, like I've been really excited to read. I've been wanting to, you know, get through this and get to my next books and pick up a book, which I haven't felt in a while. So I will say that, you know, being excited about a book and you know, like leaving your house to read, those were like a couple of my favorite tips that I was given. And so once I finish this one, I'm gonna give my thoughts, and then I think the video is gonna end after that, because I would say that I'm out of my slump. I know it only took 2 books, but this one, like if you're in a slump, like read this book, because the drama, the romance, like just the writing, like everything, like it was just, it made me want to read so much. And so I would say that this one definitely took me out of it. Even the covers like took me out of my slump because it was so pretty. But yeah, I would say that I have successfully accomplished my goal of getting out of my slump. I'm gonna finish this one up probably today, and then I'll maybe do a separate reading vlog for Emily Henry's release, just because I know how excited everyone was about it, and I just want to read it together, and I think that could be kind of fun. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on me reading and finishing this book. I just don't like Oliver. Like he shares her business, George's business. Like he's like a like I just don't like him. He gives like mean girl energy, but I don't like Oliver. I can't get over it. Like he just says things like he is manipulative, and he knows about Penny and Georgia, like in the back of his head, like he knows, and yet he's like doing everything in his power to like make them uncomfortable and make them not want to be together. And I just think that that's effed up for a sibling to do, because like it just really bothers me. Anyways, this quote, like she's such a good writer. Okay, listen to this. Wave pool, and every 15 minutes this whistle blows a few times as a warning that something big is coming, and that you should get out of the water if you're afraid or not a good swimmer. Then there's this deep woof of a boom, and this gigantic wave comes, and you ride it to shore if it doesn't knock you over. The way Sam's watching me, I'm telling you, I can hear the whistle. I notice his breathing getting faster, which makes mine get faster, and I feel like the grown-up equivalent of how I felt when I was a kid at the wave pool, and I knew it was going to knock me clean over. Ah, dead. That, so good, so good. I lied to you, the sibling drama is not over. It's not over. Like, listen to this. I try not to smile too much because it makes me feel see-through, but Tennyson smiles back, and the way he does makes me realize that at 25 and 30 respectively, he and I have now just had our first tender-hearted sibling moment. Better late than never, I suppose. Like, I don't know. Like, Jessa does such a good job at, like, bringing out these different emotions and, like, making you like a certain character and then making you hate them and then making you like them again, and it's very interesting. I like the way that she writes. I think that it's like such a real story, and I feel like drawn in, and I think that's what helped me get out of my slump, is like I was very drawn into like all of these characters, and I was very interested in not just what was going to happen to Georgia, but what was going to happen to all of them. And so I feel like that helped a lot. And if you're in a slump, I think that this one would be a good one to kind of get into, because there's so many different levels and so many different things going on, and it's very interesting.
Hello. Today is Wednesday. I finally finished The Conditions of Will last night, and I ended up giving it 5 stars, so definitely a good book to get you out of a reading slump. I would honestly give it 6 stars if I could. Just the writing and the story, everything was really, really amazing, and I feel like it definitely took me out of my slump. I always just wanted to pick it up. I always wanted to read it, and I definitely liked how everything was wrapped up. And the plot twist of what was revealed, it was so good. I did not guess it at all. It was amazing, and I definitely recommend picking this one up. Even if you didn't like Magnolia Parks or her other book, Never, I definitely recommend picking this up. It's different than like some of her other writing, so definitely give this one a try. Who knows, maybe you'll give it 5 stars too. But I just want to say thank you all so much for watching my very first YouTube video. I had so much fun making it and filming everything, and I definitely got out of my slump. Thank you everyone who gave me reading slump tips as well on my Instagram. I definitely think reading a short book helped me get into reading again, even though I didn't love that book, but it was good to kind of give me motivation. And then also reading a book you're super excited about, definitely if it's a new one as well, picking up a new book helps sometimes too. So definitely try out those tips, and I can't wait to see you in my next video for a couple days in my life, including Emily Henry's release party. Bye!